Доброго дня.
Good afternoon. I am glad to greet you, to welcome you here today. Our press conference is dedicated to the second forum workshop, which will be held tomorrow on March 18th in Kyiv, Ukraine. This project will host 16 speakers and 250 participants. They are people who are interested in the area of education. They will be from 35 cities and towns of Ukraine. I am Olena Dubas-Chornyuk. I am one of the co-organizers of the project. Mother of two daughters, and here is the author of the idea of this project, Olena Dvorytska. Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm glad to welcome you. The idea of this project was generated long ago in Switzerland, where I worked and had the opportunity to see education from inside of the country of Switzerland, and I wanted, I became willing to transfer the approach to education which is applied in Switzerland. When I worked in intercultural school where I worked with my colleagues from Germany, I saw also quite another education process, and that is why I was eager to communicate the best practices of foreign countries and the state-of-the-art methodologies, and that idea was generated, and I am very glad that my idea, my dream, inspired the teachers from other countries, and they arrived to our country to provide practical tools to our teachers. I think that reform of education of Ukraine is a valuable contribution to the development of our country. I'd like to say when Olena voiced out, articulated her willingness to create this project, I was inspired very much, and in November this year we started the first educational project, international workshop. This is a platform for creative teachers where they share experience peer-to-peer. We dream to offer such practices which could be useful today, not in future, not by instruction from top officials. They are the projects which could be implemented within the short term. The project VULYK IDEY, which I am a co-organizer of, I joined the project. If we want changes in our country, they are already been implemented, and we need the goodwill of our government, our leaders of state, and the society. The project is initiated by civil society. This is an association of parents who wants changes in training of their children who are ready to share experiences and practices among the teachers in Ukraine. And I would like to introduce our guest, Cateryna Yasko, Civil Initiative Open House, which joined the International Education Forum. Cateryna, the floor is yours. Thank you very much to Olena and Olena, my colleagues. Our cooperation is a vivid example how civil society in Ukraine is being united around the reform of education, because we understand that the most important front line in our country is the educational front line. We do not expect fast results, but we should put efforts every day because we work for our future. We joined the project because International Education Initiative Vidkryta Khata, or Open House, and Initiative Empathy, which we organized 6 months ago, and International Institute of Integrated Development. They are organizations systemically addressing in Ukraine teachers, school psychologists, and the top managers of educational authorities in order to communicate best practices in education available in the world. We worked much in the east of Ukraine last year. We are very glad to see the results. Many people who we have trained, they became trainers, and they communicate this new idea, this new concept to their colleagues, parents, and children. Why we joined the project? Because we believe in deep that our joint efforts will result in synergism. We and our colleagues will represent this movement for reforms in the education of Ukraine. And new Ukrainian school will start working from the next year. Because the reform will practically start in 2018, and we should prepare to it at high standards. Thank you very much for your support. I would like to introduce and give the floor to our colleague from Dubai. She is Angela Das, director of school, where 2,300 children from 80 countries study. We invited Pranjala Dutta to Ukraine because OAE is the country implementing the happiness concept on the national level. They have the Ministry of Happiness and the Ministry of Tolerance. This country is very good in multicultural components. Inside Dubai, 200 nationalities of people live, and all over the world the matter of integration and are discussed. In Ukraine, we discuss the problem of IDPs and amortization of those effects of that cultural diversity of opinions and beliefs in our society. All these things we should communicate to children how to treat these sins and how to become tolerant. Dubai is a very vivid example how to use specific methodologies and practices in the system of education in order to influence on the national idea and national policy. And we invited Pranjala. Tomorrow she will be speaking at the second international forum, and the day after tomorrow she will deliver the training titled Happy School Skills of the School of 21st Century. And I would like to give the floor to our guest, why she is in Ukraine, what is her motivation to work with Ukrainian teachers, why she as a teacher, as a leader in this field of education, what she can bring to our educational space.
Hello everybody. Just as Olena mentioned earlier that she's been working in Switzerland. In Geneva we have the headquarters of International Baccalaureate. That's the curriculum, that's a very popular curriculum, and it's based on inquiry. And I have headed a school which followed this curriculum. And in this curriculum, one core value that we taught is international mindedness. So that spirit of international mindedness is what has brought me here today. Cateryna has been a very good friend for the last 6 months, and once I heard about the kind of work she and her organization is doing here, I felt that as an educationist, it would be my moral responsibility to go to a place and share with them the kind of best practices that we follow and that can be followed anywhere in the world. Because if I tell you about myself, I'm not from Dubai. I have come there to work from India, and even though it's a new place for me, the school that I'm heading, it has students from 80 different nationalities. I do not know most of those students' cultural backgrounds, but despite that, we have managed to run a curriculum and run a school which is not only giving the best education, but is also unique in the sense that it is providing a very happy atmosphere to children to grow up in. And that's what I will be talking about tomorrow, as to how it is possible for any place, whether it's Ukraine or Dubai or any other place in the world, if we have the right attitude, it is possible to create our schools into places of happiness, places where children learn, and the education that is given to them should be the best education, which is the need of the day, not something that's been practiced for the last 50 years. So that's the objective of my visit here.
Thank you. We, as organizers, we are inspired that specialists from different countries of the world, so that they accept our invitation. It unites us all and gives us force and energy to understand that we want that our children be happy, happy parent, happy kid, happy family, happy state, happy society. And happy country is happy universe. But for this, we should make steps, and we cannot wait. We should make steps forward in order that these changes happen, to have these changes in our future. And also, we have a speaker from Ukraine, Sergei Shiryakov. He joined us in our project, and please tell us what are you going to speak about tomorrow and why we should attend your lecture. Good afternoon. So I should say that maybe I never was among such dreamers. Do you imagine the Ministry of Happiness? So we thank the country that created it. And my dream is the dream of all the teachers. All teachers want that children, when they leave class, if they want to stay in the class and have more. So the children want you to stay and continue your activity. And I'm not unique in this. This is a dream of all teachers. And I'm happy. For me, it is easier because I'm a teacher of programming. I work in schools and at universities, and I have an opportunity to see this after classes that children want to continue learning. And I would like to tell you how we can make children happy in classes of programming, that children, they go home and then children want to go to school and they study and study and study, and no one should force them. And tomorrow, please attend my lecture, and I will tell you how we train teachers, because in order to teach children, first we should train teachers. And this mini space, when a child becomes a participant of real activities, then it will turn into cosmos, macro space. So the child will go into the big world. I would like to add, Pranjala, she came here and we will all gather, and this will be the International Day of Happiness that is celebrated on the 20th of March. And all those who want to get more information about it, we invite actionforhappiness.org site, and this is the initiative of Dalai Lama, and this is presented in more than 100 countries of the world. And on the 20th of March, they will announce the World Happiness Report, and we will find out what is the place, according to Gallup, our country is. We were last year at 132 between Ghana and in 2015 we were at 112 between Iran and Iraq, and in 2013, before this, our place was 87. So we have many changes during these years, and recent events influenced a lot. And in Global Report on Happiness, they estimate such component as psychological or mental health in the country, in the society. And one of the priorities of our work, why we want to speak about it despite all difficulties, why we speak about happiness, about positive psychology, is that considering those news we get each day, it is difficult to have immunity against stress and enough optimism in order to move forward. And we need to do this because we have to build a new state, and no one will do it for us. That's why our movement, our initiative, wants to balance and to create more optimism, to counter this pessimism. And we want to provide positive attitude and to invest our efforts in the system of education that equals our future. Thank you.
I would like to thank Indeed, one is very happy and glad when the dreams come true and they are supported by people from many countries, and all of us wish you happiness, and let's make our children, our future generation happy. Then we will have a happy, really happy country. Sergei called us the dreamers, but everything starts with an idea and the dream just of one person, and an idea and dream of one person has already been developed via spiral and turned into a national project of country wide scope. So let's dream, let's act. Tomorrow the forum will start with Pranjala speech. We will be talking about happiness, how the children can be happy at school, and everyone is invited to this forum. If you have any questions, you are welcome. Thank you, colleagues. If someone has questions among the audience, you are welcome. Lily, newspaper UA, I have a question to all of us, but more to Pranjala. The methodology of teaching, is it a special methodology of happiness? Are there any key features or key definitions, notions which a modern teacher should know? And what is the mission of modern teacher? How he or she should be different from the old teachers of old times?
Question. The way education has evolved in these years, we are right now teaching those children who are going to grow in the world where about 75% of today's jobs will not be there for the child who is born today. So apart from that difference that they will see in terms of what kind of professions are available, the skills that are required, we have a little inclination of those skills that we need to impart in our children to prepare them for those jobs which do not exist today. So the idea of education now in today's world is to equip our students with those skills which will in any way help them in being successful in the professions of the future. Our idea is that not only the skills should be there to equip them to fight with the professional world, but they should also have an overall personality which exuberance happiness. Only then they will be more successful in tomorrow's world. So the methodologies that we have now started practicing or using in our schools cater to both these needs. On one hand, we equip them with those skills which will be required in future, and on the other hand, we work on the temperament, on the personality that is required. So we talk to children about things like purpose, that what is the purpose in life. And you won't believe, small little children are very, they are thinkers, they are independent thinkers. They have started thinking in those terms. So these are the ways in which it's something new which has not been happening when we were students. We were not given that space. But then this is something that's now, has come up, and we all are trying to inculcate these skills and habits in our children, which will make them complete, citizens of the future.
З вашого дозволу трошки додам.
I'd like to add one of the methodologies which I will be telling tomorrow at our forum. This is the methodology of psychologist positivist Morisa Peterson. They, for many years, researched what makes people successful and happy. They conducted research in many countries, and from the very early age, and after their research, they found 24 features of temper, and if they are formed in the child from the childhood, it is guaranteed that this child will be happy and successful. First criterion is that the person is satisfied with his or her self-realization. The second, she can earn herself. The third feature is she or he has a person, a partner in family. Then the person has happiness as a stage in development of person's consciousness. We will be talking about these three features and other features of individuals' temper, and we will be talking how these features are nurtured in children, where children has not only academic knowledge, assessment records, but also records of the development of their individuality features. This should be the focus of our reform of education. Competence approach is very important in our opinion, as well as the ministry's opinion, for our children to be competitive at the global market, labor market, and so that they have skills and values of which the individuality will be formed. How would Ukrainian of future will look like? How flexible a Ukrainian of future should be, and to be a lifelong learner. Thank you. Thank you. Unfortunately, this is the end of the briefing. We have another briefing in 1 minute. Thank you very much.